All right, this is another question. The question says that a planet has M1 and is at a distance R1 from the sun. So the mass of the planet, a particular planet is mass 1, M1, and the distance from the sun, away from the sun, is actually R1, okay? Then a second planet has mass M2, which is actually equals to 10 times the mass of the first planet, which is what? 10 times M1. And it's at a distance of R2, which is equals to 2 times the distance at which, the planet 1 is from the sun, all right? Determine the ratio of the gravitational force experienced by the planets. That's the question, all right? So if it's the case, we found out that, normally, if you want us to start putting it realistically as though they are actually, a particular planet, for instance, all right? We might just say, okay, let's assume that that this planet is that the first planet is Mercury, all right? Then we won't jump to another planet. Let's just use Mercury and the Earth, all right? So the Mercury is actually closest to the sun, so let's call it the first planet, all right? Then the second one, let's assume is what is the Earth. Of course, the Earth is actually the fourth planet, all right? But let's assume is the Earth. So the first planet is what? Mercury. The second one is what is the Earth, all right? So if that's the case, I want to find first of all the force of attraction between Mercury, which is the first planet. Okay, let me call this one Mercury. Okay, then the second one, let me call this one Earth. Okay, or you can decide to call your own Venus, depending. All right, so the force of attraction between Mercury and the sun, rather, okay, I have to calculate it as what? F1, which is equals to G, then the mass of the sun times M1, which is the mass of what? Mass of Mercury, all over what? R squared, isn't it? So let me call it what? Yeah, R1 squared. Sorry, R1 squared, isn't it? So if this is the case, you found out that G is a constant, which is what? 6.67 times 10 raised to the power minus 11, all right, times mass of the Earth is a constant as well. Okay, let's use it as what? As M, because we're going to cancel each other. Even let's not even start putting the values of these parameters. So G is a constant. Then mass of the Earth is also a constant for both planets. Mass of the sun rather is also a constant for both planets. Times M1 is what? M1. Okay, which is what for Mercury all over what? R1 squared. So this is what we have. So we're not going to change anything. I wanted to start imputing the values, but there's no need for that because they're going to cancel each other. So let's talk about the second planet, which is what? Earth. F2 is actually equal to G, which is a constant. Then mass of the sun is also a constant times what? M2. But M2 is actually 10 times what? M1. So we're going to have in 10 times what? M1 all over R2. But R2 is actually 2 times R1. All right. So I'm going to square everything here because R2 should be squared. So and R2 is equals to 2 R1. So I'm going to square everything inside this place. So I'm going to have raised power 2. Are you with me? So the next thing is for us to dismantle the F2. You find out that if you evaluate, you find out that GM times 10 M1 will give us 10 G capital M small m. All right, all over. Then 2R1 squared will give us the 2 will be squared, this 2 will be squared, and R1 will be squared. That's how to open up this bracket. So I'm going to having 4 2 squared give me 4, then R1 squared give me R1 squared. So it is the case. This is what we have for both planets. All right, these are the force of attraction between them and the sun. But the question says that we should determine the ratio of the gravitational force experienced by the planet. So we're going to be having something like this: the ratio of F1 to F2. All right, so if that's the case, we're going to be having F1 ratio means all over F1 all over F2 is equal to what is F1? G M1 all over R1 squared divided by, all right, F2 10, that is 10 G, all right, 10 G M1, all right, all over 4 R1 squared. So if this is what we're having right now, you found out that it's easier for us to to cross multiply, as case may be, evaluate rather. So we're going to having that the ratio of F1 to F2. Okay, let me still use this. F2 is equal to GM1 all over R1 squared times everything here will go up 4R1 squared all over 10 GM1. All right, we're going to having 10. Okay, 10 GM1. Are you with me? So if that's the case, I will cancel G, will cancel G, capital M will cancel capital M, small m will cancel small m. Are you getting me? They are going to be having r square cancelling what? R1 square, rather cancelling R1 square. So we are left with everything here. F1 all over F2 is actually equal to, I have 1 times 4 will give me 4, all right? Then 1 times 10 will give me all over 10, all right? So we forgot to cancel this one. So 2 can go here, 2 can go here, 5, all right? So we're going to have what? 2 all over 5. So the ratio of F1 to F2 is actually equals to 2:5. So what that's supposed to mean? It means that the force of attraction between the sun, the first one to the second one is actually 2:5. I get to my point. 2:5. That's what it has to find the ratio of the gravitational force between both of them. I get to my point.